Hi everybody, welcome to my channel. Here in upstate New York, the flowers are starting to arrive. These colorful blooms are so wonderful after a long season of winter weather. But before you go filling up your cart, there's some things I want you as a buyer to be aware of. The first thing we need to discuss is annuals versus perennials. Annuals traditionally don't like cold weather. So if we're still expecting frost, you can do some serious damage to these plants, even kill them. So the first thing I want you to do is do an internet search to find out when your frost date is. Just type your zip code in and frost date and see what comes up. That should give you a rough idea of when you can start planting these outside. Now, if you buy them, you can take them home. Just remember, you have to protect them until that frost is clear. You can protect them by bringing them inside each night. You can cover them up with a cloth. If you put them outside, you can cover them with a blanket or a sheet, but do not use plastic. Plastic is not a good idea. It's not really protective against the frost. Annuals are typically sold in 8-packs, 6-packs, something like that. Annuals that are super sensitive to the cold would be something like impatiens or coleus. They're not going to tolerate the frost at all. However, not all annuals are frost sensitive. Pansies love the cool weather, as does cabbage. So go ahead and plant these now, but keep the others under protection until your frost date. When it comes to your vegetables, hold off on putting your tomatoes and peppers in the ground until it's warm enough. These guys are super sensitive to the cold. They don't even like cold soil. So put them in a little bit later. In our area, I would say wait until at least Memorial Day. Most perennials can survive their colder weather. So how do you tell the difference between an annual and perennial? The best bet is to read the tags. It's important to know your hardiness zone before you go shopping. So here's another internet search. Type in your zip code and hardiness zone and see what comes up. Take note of the number, your hardiness zone, as well as the temperature range. For example, this salvia is hardiness to -20 to -30. So I know that if my temperature is lower than -30, this plant isn't going to survive. So I'm definitely going to then treat it as an annual instead of a perennial. Not all perennials are hardy in all zones. Case in point, this Homestead Purple Verbena. On the tag, it says trailing perennial. But if you flip it over, you're going to find that it is hardy only in zones 1 through 5. Or not hardy in zones 1 through 5, I'm sorry. And the temperature range is 0 to -10 degrees. I get to -20 here, so this plant will not survive in my garden over the winter. The winter is going to kill it back. So why are the big box stores selling this? Well, because there are gardeners like me who want to test the plant's limits. I'm going to buy this and I'm going to put it in and I'm going to see if I can get it to overwinter. If it's successful, fantastic. If it doesn't work, I tried. But that's one of the things about gardening. You always want to try and push the limits. Some perennial plants live for a really long time. For example, peonies. These guys will give you years and years of wonderful display. And they are hardy down to, let me see where it is, -30 to -40 degrees. So they are not hardy in zones 1 and 2, but they're hardy in zones 3 and 4 and 5. So I could pick up peonies and expect to get many, many years of wonderful blooms out of this plant. So before you start loading up your cart, make sure you know what zone you live in and what your cold tolerance is in that zone. I'm in zone 5, I can go down to -20. So you need to know that so that when you're buying these plants, you're well aware of how you need to take care of them.